Nice.
Hello, hello everyone. Um, well, my intention for this call is to sync with you guys. My distraction is that I am also preparing the gravity call, and which I invite you all to come because it's gonna be really cool today. And in my playlist yesterday, I saw this movie that it's called La Lavanderia in Spanish, the laundromat. I searched for it in Internet Movie Database, and it was about Panama Papers. It was funny and yeah, it was cool. I will pass it to Mario Rosso.
Thank you. Well, my intentions are to like update or keep up with the things that happened yesterday in the communication meeting because I couldn't be there. My distraction, well, no distractions. I'm on my new spot to work here in my house, but that's not a distraction. And on my playlist, well, I want to share one song that I knew recently. It calls Caracolas from Familia de Ukeleles. I believe they are from Argentina, but it's really Hawaiian. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on the lunch. And I'll pass it to Acid Laser.
Thanks, Mario. So, my intentions are just to sing with you guys and see together how are the all the teams going. I think we're having a very good progress. Distractions. I think I have no distraction, and in my playlist I have listening to Frank Ocean and remembering my adolescence. And I'll pass it to John Jonas.
Thank you, Easy Laser. And so my intentions this week are just see what's going on today, discuss. I have no distractions, and in my weekly playlist, I've been listening to Harry Styles. So yeah, I'll pass it to Mate Fritz.
Thank you. Yeah, so my intentions are to see where I can help out with the Team DAO conversations, inform people on HubSpot, help Mono and Chuy with whatever they need. And my distractions are I'm preparing to go out of town with my wife for a couple days. So I'm excited about that. On my playlist, I've been listening to a podcast called Ologies, which is kind of a cool little podcast where they just kind of explore like unknown sciences, and it's pretty interesting. So I will pass it over to Tam.
So intentions is to yeah, I'd love to hear what's going on with all these amazing Monday meetings. The Comms Monday takeover is so cool, and I can't join any of them. So I'd love to. I don't know if we were planning to do a debrief here, but that would be awesome. And then distractions. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of distractions right now, but I'm trying to wrap them up so that I can be less distracted during the end of this call. And then playlist, I just don't even have time for my favorite podcasts anymore. But in the morning when we're getting ready, we like to play Stevie Wonder. I don't know if that counts, but that's the thing that gets our groove on in the morning as we're getting ready. So I don't know who to pass it to. Has Wonka gone yet?
Yeah, but let's pass it to Anna. Anna, are you there? Okay, let's pass it to Dogfather then.
Right, hello. I'm relatively new, so this is my first call. My intentions are to actually see what this is all about. I don't really have much distractions, to be honest with you. And in my playlist, to be honest, I was listening to some Mobb Deep this week.
And who do you want to pass it to? I think we have Star Knight, Zero, and Septi. Have you gone already?
Right, I'm gonna pass it to Zero then.
Hello. My intentions are to see what's up, distractions, tweeting, and my playlist is still Young Dolph for this week also. So I'll I'll pass it to Septimus.
Thank you, Zero. Yeah, my intention is just to see the updates from the comms teams. It's exciting, like all these, small teams, and see what's the progress. And for the show, Shingeki no Kyojin just released one chapter yesterday, like the last season, and I'm very fan of this anime, so I suggest just check it out. It's very political. I'll pass it to Star Knight.
Hi, Star Knight. Welcome. We usually start our calls with intentions, distractions, and something that has been in your weekly playlist. Okay, it's fine. Then let's start with some of our agenda topics. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start with is the funding proposal, how it's looking. It's been since we implemented this idea about like teams and just like being thinking with different people. This has been a challenge, especially around preparing everything that's necessary for like the Dework platform showed right in the perfect time, like it couldn't be better. Right now we are trying to what I'm trying to do is reach like a number that could get us through the first 6 months. So this has proved to be a challenge with all of the contributors that we have, but it's getting super close, and I think this is a great time to open up for an advice process. And for the next things on Mondays, we should be able to close down in these numbers. So without any further distractions, let's start. So the idea is to get funding for 6 months, as I was saying, and our objective keeps being the same. It's working as a decentralized agency that provides communication services to projects that help advanced token engineering. The core function of comms will be to provide services to TEC, but services can be provided to other TE-related projects if the community recognizes its commitment to advanced token engineering. The Comms DAO will be organized in the Dework platform, where all the team contributors can participate while being transparent and accountable. Each team will have its own notice safe associated with its Dework project workspace. And for the initial proposal, for 6 months, we will work with a minimum amount of expected hours per contributor per week, and additional hours spent can be considered. All team contributors are encouraged to integrate new contributors for lighter tasks. And stewardship plays a guidance role and is in charge of coordinating the comms working group weekly sync, but it is not an authority role. This is something that I feel defines like something that might be like a small difference, but I feel that it makes a huge difference in the long run when it comes to joining efforts for this. So the team contributors, this is mostly Durgaras and all of his great advice on implementing this kind of models. The idea is to implement the Kinefin framework for giving new contributors perspective on what the learning process might be, and have some kind of visual association so that people can have an awareness of what they are going through while they learn, because as you know, this is a very like the learning curve for getting everything that happens in the token engineering commons. Sometimes it's a challenge for people. So we want to provide not only like the infrastructure for working and for getting organized, but also familiar frameworks in which people can also get a better understanding of how we work and everything that the token engineering field is doing. So I'm actually missing one here, but SoftGov, which is another working group, came up with this like slow, fast, and social and technical axis. So I feel this is also really good, a really good reference, because new contributors usually get mixed up between what interactions or what information might be social and which one might be technical. So a perfect example of this is praise and the reward system. While it's something super social, and once you get a hold of the token engineering commons, these things are social, but at first, like the first impression that you get is that this is something highly technical. So the idea is to provide these references, and so that people can classify the information the right way, and it can be less confusing for them. And also, we want new contributors to explain how the augmented bonding curve works as an economic engine for funding token engineering as a public good. So some of what we can find in team contributors are awareness of token engineering and what it means for the near future. They have experience in the communications field, dominate the commons framework, are capable of building bridges with other communities. This is something very, very important that I would like to make a comment on later on. And a heavy initiative to advance token engineering through communications. The expected time is at least 6 hours per week. We have smaller tasks for either recurring activities or just some bounties that we would like to offer to new contributors that can give everyone a chance and also be inclusive. And and how does this proposal benefit the community or the field of token engineering? Well, it provides communication services to TE-focused projects. These services will be in sync with other TE-related projects and their communications contributors. So a good example of this is how we want to support the Token Engineering Academy with communication services. And being able to do this in a coordinated way with the Token Engineering Commons can be very beneficial for giving like one same message and getting the most out of our coordination efforts. So some of the expenses per team, this is not final. This is something that it's almost there and it's getting close. But the different teams are going to be looking into it in a more deeper way for the rest of the week. So the Token Engineering Academy team, which is formed by mainly Anatek and Angie Very, will be spending 8 hours per week each. And the total amount per week in XDAI would be 342. And there's a retroactive bonus for all of the pre-production all of the pre-production work that they've been doing in the past weeks. So this is gonna also be present in other teams. Twitter planning is another example. Zero and Acid Laser would be contributing each 20 hours per week. Zero would be taking care of scheduling the tweets specifically, and Acid Laser would be supporting this scheduling with and also adding some of the designs that you've seen in our Twitter. As for me, Juanca, and Manu, we want to include some hours that we spend per week in drafting some of the tweets that get scheduled every week. And we would also like to recognize these contributions that have been going on in the past few weeks with a retroactive bonus for Juanca and Manu, because they've made a huge difference in Twitter planning, and we don't want those efforts to be to go unrecognized.
Chuy, I want to say that on that retroactive for Twitter, also to include Ivy.
Yes.
The past. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Ivy was such a huge support. So yeah, I'll make sure to include Ivy here. Okay. Thank you, Juanca. Yeah, thanks for raising this. This is definitely something that should be recognized. Okay, as for the animation and video production team, we are considering these 4 contributors that have been really great for the past few weeks. And the idea is to include Acid Laser and Alan TV, who are more focused in animation. John Jonas, who is more focused in screenwriting and post-production. And also Mario, who is a sound engineer and could help a lot with backing the audio parts for this production team. So each of them is expected to dedicate 15 hours per week and have a total bring a total XDI of 285. And there's a retroactive bonus for Acid Laser, Alan TV, and John Jonas, who have been studying the reward system a lot and preparing this topic, since their first project is going to be precisely like an orientation video for quantifiers in the reward system. So they've been preparing with studying this and also developing their own production workflows for presenting the way they work to the rest of the community, and this can also contribute to transparency and in their own workflows and preparations. The translations team is going to work a little bit different because translators charge per translated word. So we found that there were like different rates for different languages. Like I think Chinese is like 10 cents per word, while like French and German were like 12 cents per word. So we grabbed like a list of our priority languages and kind of like raised like a medium in like a middle point. So we are paying the same rate, like 11 cents per word, to every language, and it doesn't really matter if it's like different or the rates are different in each country. We want to use the same rate. And also, just to be clear, the rest of the teams, they all get a standard rate of 19 DAI per hour. So it's the same case here, but with the base rate of 11 cents per hour. And actually, like these numbers are wrong, because these numbers are only for one language. So I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second. I'm really sorry. I have a distraction here. I'm really sorry about that interruption. So this is actually how much is going to be spent per language, and we have a list of 4 or 5 languages that are priorities right now. So it would be these amounts times 4 approximately for an initial index of content that needs to get translated. There's also a retroactive bonus of 2,000 XDAI because of the translations team that have been preparing all of this documentation and also getting familiar with all of the content that needs to be translated. So a way to recognize this is with this retroactive bonus, and but we're still figuring out the details on the expectations and the deliveries for this particular team. So yeah, this one changes a little bit because of how they usually work. About the HubSpot team, we have Manu, Nate, and Durgaras, and also Gene is here. It's probably a good opportunity to make an official invitation. We would like you to join this team, Gene, and we included you in these talks during yesterday's call. So sorry if it's weird for your name to be here. But yeah, we would like to invite you to join this particular team, and I'll give you some more information after this call
I put
to see if you
put
can.
him up to speed, Chuy. I briefed him on what we discussed and why we are,
Perfect.
putting him in the spot. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So thanks, Gene, and sorry about that. Yeah. Sometimes it happens during communications calls.
No worries. My name is weird everywhere, so it's all good. Thanks.
Okay, so we are also including Acid Laser for design efforts in the HubSpot team. Gene as a content writer, and we are also doing a retroactive bonus, especially in this team because Durgaras is. I mean, it is no secret, especially if for the stewards that Durgaras has provided a lot of consultancy in different topics, especially security. So we would like to recognize this and also some of the pre-production work that is going on right now. So this is the retroactive bonus for the HubSpot team, and the idea is for eventually the HubSpot team is to be evolved and also start to cover more ground. The website and some different platforms, everything can be coordinated under HubSpot. So this will most likely, after it reaches an ideal structure, this will most likely evolve to the marketing team, which is more direct with how the TEC works. And yeah, so this is a way in which, because setting up HubSpot has been a challenge for almost a year now. So we want to provide the necessary tools to start with this without putting a lot of stuff in their plate. And once we reach this ideal structure after we think 2 or 3 months, the way the team works is going to be changed. And it's also going to be able to delegate its tasks in an efficient way. So yeah, in general, this is the approach that we're having to each team, and complementing to what Tam was saying during the introduction. The idea is of course, we would like to contribute with transparency, but Mondays are so crowded with many communications events. So the idea is for this call to become the way in which each of these teams have contact and coordination efforts with the rest of the TEC community. So yeah, if you're interested in contributing in one of these teams, it would pretty much require for you to show up on Mondays. But if you're interested in comms in general, you can just make it with this meeting and at the same time keep a very summarized awareness of everything that is going on in teams. especially as each of these expand their roadmaps in the following months. This sorry.
I will say that I do think it's
yeah,
important to note that, you know, outside of like with me and Durgados in particular, we're going to be there for probably the first couple months, and Mount Manu is going to be kind of carrying the HubSpot just team in general for the long term. We're just there for like kind of DAO operations. So in terms of the hours spent, it's going to be, you know, 2 to 3 months for that 15 hours, and then it'll drop off after that.
Yes, yes. The idea is the idea is to start like exploring more ways in which at the same time tasks are going to be delegated and more diverse. So yeah, the reason why we're approaching this is because there are many tools that HubSpot offers that need to be set up, and because of the experience that Manu, Durgaras, and Nate have in the community and the organizational processes that we have. I think it's a really good idea to start off with this, but if you're interested in participating or contributing to marketing in general, I feel that the HubSpot team is going to be your option here. So yeah, if you want to join that, it's a little bit late for European time. I think it's like 10 p.m. CET. But yeah, we in case there are any conflicts with anyone in the European time that would like to contribute to this team, we can definitely discuss maybe rescheduling it to something more friendly with some other time zones. Yeah, go ahead, Manu.
Yeah, as we discussed yesterday, after the first couple of months that we set up a lot of the bulk of the work that's going to be in HubSpot, and we automate a lot of the tasks. After that, we're probably going to transition out of as having as much hours of work and just focusing on the customer relationship management and content management system, right? The CRM and CMS processes that are done through HubSpot. We're trying to see how much we can automate that and then just transition away from that into other things that are needed: marketing, inbound, outbound, email drip campaigns, narrative, all the kind of things. So yeah, back to you, Chuy.
Okay, thanks, Manu. Are there? I mean, I'm still like I still have the intention of keeping talking about this for a while, but like regarding the funding proposals, are there any questions, suggestions, anything that you would like to add?
I might jump in with a few things. One, can somebody drop the link to the proposal in the agenda?
Oh yeah, it's done. So sorry about that.
Cool.
I missed that one. Yeah.
Okay, and then I have a few things. I mean, I'm assuming that this is going to get broken down, and it's probably going to, I didn't see the final figure, but I guess it's going to be high. So probably this is going to get broken down into smaller pieces so that it passes easily, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then
go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
No, did you? And then I didn't see anything around like communications for the Medium channel. I think Nate, Gideon, other long form or editorial writers that we may want to have. Is that outside the scope at the present time?
For now, yeah. I feel that those efforts blend in with the HubSpot team as well, like writing and generating content for Medium. Because this is one of the things that actually we can like all of these efforts we can group like under the same like umbrella. Let's call it that. And HubSpot is a good way to approach this, especially organizational wise. But yeah, like that the actual intention actually is to also Manu has been doing like this effort for the weekly updates. So the idea is that like if you grab those things and you like integrated them into HubSpot, this could like have different formats in which it could reach a wider audience, not the people that engage in our forum. So I feel I feel in a similar way, like towards the writing part of it. And in the end, like if it's covered by marketing, I feel it's in better hands than rather than making like a writing team, let's say. So I feel that these efforts could be much more efficiently aimed if they fall under the HubSpot team instead of trying to open like a writer's team or something similar.
But with
Yeah,
that being
yeah,
said,
I agree. Mhm.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that I do think it's a really good idea to have a writers group. I see the Medium articles being more bounty based, and just saying, hey, this is, we need this type of content now and designing that around it. But we've been talking about integrating it into HubSpot because there's been a desire to actually use Medium as kind of a launching platform, but to have the actual blog on the website or other formats. So
By the way,
Okay, yeah,
just really quick, Tam. I haven't forgotten about the working group interrelationships medium article. I will be doing. I will finish it this month. I'm sorry, but it's on my mind. It's on my mind on my
cool.
task list.
Yeah, and you see, my Mano is another writer for the Medium channel. Cool. Thanks for that, my Manu. And I guess I also wanted. Okay, so there was that. Just where does that fit in? And I think you explained it really well. I think it makes sense for it to fit in somewhere, and maybe it's an editorial team, and the writing group is part of the editorial team. And then, so there's one thing, and I don't know, this is maybe a question that I have, because in my own mind, I wonder, in terms of all of the proposals we're going to pass to support the different working groups, to support the different initiatives in the Teams DAO, to support, darling, can you turn that off, please? And to support the proposals that for research and the Token Engineering Academy and other token engineering initiatives. I just wonder where translation services is going to fall in that list of priorities. It seems to me like that might be of everything else in here, that might be one of the harder proposals to pass, because it doesn't feel like a burning priority, and we have such a, depending on which proposal wins, we're going to have such limited funds to start with out of the gate. So I just wonder if there's any consideration of prioritizing the most important for teams to pass, and any, I don't know, just any expectations around that. I just maybe wanted to raise that. I don't know if you want to say anything to that or not.
Yeah, with translations, actually, as the process keeps advancing, I feel that we've been realizing that probably is gonna like get done with its first set of goals like relatively quick. But we've been considering like for example, I feel that a priority for translations could be the Git book. But we checked the Git book during yesterday's call, and it's so outdated. And I really want to like be able to jump into the task of like reclassifying the index and probably sync with the Steward so that it can be updated, because it's so behind. And I feel that it could definitely be a priority to translate, but it's not ready yet. So I was actually thinking about like delegating some of my duties during next week so I can focus like at least 90% on the Git book and updating it, because I do feel that that could serve, like if translated, that could serve a very specific and useful intention. Or so it's kind of like the same with some of the content. We were talking about this idea of having evergreen content like free for just like for any contributor that approaches, and more technical oriented content for members of the team DAO. And there are many concerns around this team because of deliveries. So in a way, most of the contributors here are familiar with OneHive's Terra Swarm. They were also in charge of providing translation services. Not very like public good oriented. They wanted to be more of let's say like a very how do you call it, like a retroactive like business model within one hive, like as a swarm. We're trying to do something similar, but instead we are doing this public good change in how it is focused. So the idea is, even though we're gonna be done pretty much with the short-term goals for this team, the idea is to open up and be able to provide translation services, let's say for documentation on the Token Engineering Academy, and some stuff in a more like further horizon but that can still be like a huge amount of work that can be useful for token engineering in general. So yeah, I feel that even though like it might not be a priority, I also feel that the numbers come down to something that is not that hard to like resolve, like compared to like a team that is gonna require more funding and more active members. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know if this is something kind of like what you're talking about, Sam, but
Yeah, no, I hear everything I have everything you're saying, and I also think translations would be great and cool. I'm just saying in terms of all of the other, so as soon as conviction voting launches, like the first 30 days, I just think there's going to be a lot of proposals, and if we look holistically at everything, not just comms, but all of the proposals, it seems like translations. It just seems like in this proposal, maybe even there's of course the Academy, which is a client, right? Twitter planning, which is crucial. It's like the lifeblood of any DAO. Animation and video production, which is really strong. The marketing HubSpot, maybe also editorial team. And it seems like those are all like must-haves, whereas translation feels like a nice to have. That's just, I don't want to say that I wouldn't, I just want to say like that's my impression. I just wanted to share that. And then I have one other. I do have one other question. I'm so sorry. And then, so I see that there's stewardship mentioned, and I was wondering, is the Teams DAO going to have stewards in the Teams DAO, or do you mean like the Teams DAO who has a steward in the TEC? I'm just wondering if there's going to be another layer of stewards in your imagining of the DAO.
Stewards can be for sure part of different teams or even the team DAO. My idea or my approach would be to provide like guidance and just like stewardship in general to all of the teams, like in as in like one like big part of it. We're still subject to advice processes on decisions that may affect the rest of the community. So I mean, I think it's like a middle point where we're still going to be needing stewards to take decisions, but stewards are welcome to join one of the team efforts or just be joining the communications call in general to keep awareness of what's going on.
Okay, got it. That answers it perfectly. This is all so well thought out, Chuy. I mean, bravo. I can't commend you enough on how well this came out. I just, my question was really about like, because the Teams DAO is a DAO and it's a working group in the TEC, so it has this like dual functionality. And I was wondering if the Team DAO itself is going to have stewards in the DAO that aren't stewards of the TEC. I was wondering if there's like this nested layer of structure. But I think what I understand is that there's a steward of the Teams DAO who's also the working group in the TEC, and that steward provides stewardship and not leadership, and that was just being rendered more clear in this document. Thanks for answering everything.
Yeah, no worries. Like I'm and thank you for sharing that the structure is like clear, because that's like one of my biggest concerns actually right now in that. Like there are many of these like ideas and even ideas that I have or that contributors have, but I'm really worried about communicating everything in a clear way. So yeah, I hope that if anyone has some feedback in the funding proposal, or there are any like doubts or just like information that is a little bit looser than the rest, please any feedback would be very helpful for this. And yeah, thank you, Sam, for raising these questions. Yes, just going through that last point, we have the intention of like, for me, like as a steward, like I feel that if we added this to like an organizational or even financial like scheme for like the whole DAO, I feel that some like vertical structures start like inevitably appearing, and I wouldn't like this to come up like that. So my approach is that I'm still like contributing to some of the teams in like minor roles, let's call it. But my role as a steward is more of a dependency of the stewards working group. So I don't know if this like shines a light in this issue, but yeah, the approach would be something that stays away from any hierarchical or like vertically structured impressions. Just so that this can be consistent with the cultural build of the community.
Well, thanks
Okay.
thanks for that great answer.
Okay, and Dework, we had a miracle happen to the TEC. Lonis, well, actually, Gabby, like big, like huge, like triple praise to Gabby for. Gabby was very aware of some of the organizational structures that we were exploring, and he brought to our attention this platform that like some really bright people have been working on, called Dework. And I personally just like fell in love with it as soon as I saw like the intention of the different like powers that get implemented here. So we reached out to them, or they reached out to us. Like, I can't even remember how it happened, and we've been in touch. We've been in constant communication, and it's been great because we've been providing great feedback and use cases for the platform, and they've been like implementing these changes and fixes like in a matter of hours. So it's been great. Like it's been like just like the perfect tool at the greatest time ever possible, and this is what it's looking like. So let's try the animation and video production team. So we have these contributors, and we have these interface like that looks a lot like SendHub board, which we currently use. The big difference with Dework is that you can attach the bounties. You can attach like like payment and payment information and just like stuff from the beginning until the end. And the platform pretty much takes care of also submitting a transaction to a Gnosis safe whenever something is done. You as an administrator or like as a lead contributor for these, you get the chance also to review and peer review like work from other people. This is there's like this score system that is being implemented here, like the percentage of satisfaction of contributions you've made in different DAOs, and the total amount of payment that you've earned. There are some really interesting things going on, and they're still implementing some changes and updates to the platform. But the idea is to have this as our main platform for organizing and also providing transparent financial information. So let me really quick open Gnosis Safe, and as you see, we already set up some multi-saves for the different teams. So we are still like showing a balance on 0, especially Alvin, but this is like another thing. So we have the five teams here, and we are already like set up to receive funding directly to the Gnosis safe. So this would also contribute to transparency while we will go through the commons upgrade process. And also, I agree with Sam that maybe like up to this point, like there have been like different numbers that have been like accumulating on top of each other, and by now, like I feel that it would be pretty tough to pass a proposal on like 60K or something like around that amount, which is what the final proposal is going to end up looking like. So we could even divide this in different proposals, and these proposals could be funding the Gnosis safe directly. So this way, like it doesn't even have to pass through like any individual hands. So yeah, we'll try to do this for the sake of transparency in the community. But yeah, we are very, very happy. Like this is looking really good, and contributors are already starting to use this and test this. So yeah, this I'm really looking forward to just get the full potential of the platform and the idea that that the Dework team is working on. So last but not least, just going through some of the updates for each of the teams. But wait, before I move on, are there any questions about Dework, how it works, or just anything related to Dework? Are there any questions?
I have a question kind of related to Dework in terms of, and this may be kind of more of a soft gov question, but I still haven't mapped out in my mind how we go from, conviction voting proposal, where that money goes, how we distribute that money, and that entire process, because one of the things that I'm not sure of is, are we going to have a central Gnosis safe for the general TEC where these funds can be distributed to different working groups? And then from there, in Dework, will each of these teams have their own individual multi-sig that they'll distribute to individuals afterwards?
Yeah, great question, Nate. I think that what we should avoid is for funds to be in the hands of like a single individual at any point. Not because we don't trust this individual, of course, but because it's just like risky, and I don't think that it really favors like transparency in the community. So the idea would be to have the same approach as and at least in my experience, what I've seen in OneHive is that whenever a swarm asks for funding, when they ask, what is this? I don't know what this is, but yeah, let's just try it. So when you list the beneficiary, this address usually is the Gnosis safe for the Aragon's address directly. So if we go to let's say the common swarm, which is like OneHive still uses Aragon 1 heavily. So let's say that the common swarm asks for funding for finishing EVM CRISPR. So when they put the proposal up, they are already like including the address for the Aragon DAO and not an individual directly. Like sometimes it has happened because like a contributor was like misinformed and they requested the funds directly like to their wallet addresses. But usually the community has been able to help to transfer these funds to Gnosis Safe, where it's just like better. I guess that everyone pretty much agrees with this. But yeah, this would be the idea. Like if we have the TEC garden, we would be requesting the funds to go directly to the Gnosis Safe or any kind of multi-sig or sub-DAO, let's call them, that are going to be handling the funds. So was this kind of like what you were asking, Nate?
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like the money flow, just mapping it out and seeing how it goes. Because I mean, will the team DAO have their own general multi-sig, and then each team will have their own as well?
Yeah, each of the teams are going to have their own multi-sig, and contributors are going to be the ones that sign. So let's say that, let's make a quick test here in Twitter planning. So test number 7 or whatever. So if I assign Asset Laser, I already said that the payment method for this project is going to be the Twitter planning multi-sig. So let's say that this is meant to be like a reputation system. So the bigger the task and the more responsibility it requires, the higher score you set. And you add payment information here. So let's say that this bounty is going to be like 250 XI. So you include this when you create it. And once you pass this to in review, the intention is for admins to approve this review, and they also get the chance to rate and leave some feedback for the delivery. And once it goes to the done, oh, there you go. So yeah, Asset Laser got 5 stars for this test, and we submit the review. And once you have like different done tasks here, you just like click pay, and it creates a transaction directly in the Notice safe. So once you have a transaction here, all of the members approve the transaction, and after that it happens immediately. So yeah, the idea is for have a call for signatures once any task is finished.
So will the teams have to submit their funding proposals individually rather than just like the TEC team DAO asking for a proposal through conviction voting?
I think this could be accurate, but let's say that a proposal is including the funds of 3 different teams. So the way I could try it is that like we fund one Gnosis safe, and from that Gnosis safe we create transactions to give the funds to the other teams, but it never goes through an individual's wallet. Like that's what I would like to avoid at all costs.
I really would like align with what Tam was saying before. Like, what if we have like one proposal for each team, and then let the community sign what the community want to fund, right?
Yeah, it's we can definitely take this in consideration, especially because we're not gonna have like a central working group funding option. So yeah, each team could be a separate proposal, and also like it would bring the amount down and make the vote pass faster.
I have some concerns with that though, Zepti, in just terms of like, I don't know. I don't know if the whole community needs to decide on like the individual payments of different things, or what the comms team or the team DAO prioritizes. I think that definitely should be a decision that the team DAO makes. But yeah, I do have concerns around that.
Yeah, maybe we could talk about this in the Stewards Council. I don't know if there's going to be one this week, but I feel it could be a good idea to talk about what everyone thinks is best. And yeah, like I see the pros, but I also see like some cons, like trying to like generate discussion around something that doesn't really like impact the rest of the community, and it more likely like depends on the organization of each team. So yeah, do you think we could include this topic in the Steward Council's agenda, Tam?
We already have a topic for this week, but the topic is only good as long as we can switch the meeting from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and I haven't yet asked the stewards to do that. So the stewards for tomorrow? Yeah, for tomorrow, yes. Maybe not for the council. Maybe for the council. Let's decide in tomorrow's meeting. Does that sound good? And we can decide on the final topic for the council. Cool. Thanks.
Perfect. And okay, so quick updates for each team. We have like 30 seconds left. The TE Academy team is going to have a call with Angela tomorrow from the TE Academy. So that's going to be like a first approach. The Twitter planning team is promoting final debates and vote. The animation and video production is working on production workflows. The translations team created the context index, which I hate not having enough time to discuss, but I'll definitely be keep raising this issue for feedback. And HubSpot and marketing team, yeah, we have some updates here, but I don't think there's enough time to present them because we're at the top of the hour. So yeah, sorry about this, everyone. And yeah, that was our communications call this week. So